Hey guys, and welcome to the 80th game out of 100 in my rematch series against the AI-powered Scrabble BestBot. Another fairly frustrating loss on Monday brings us down to 35 and 44, so 9 games behind. Really need to start winning urgently. EEGINUY. Decent looking opening rack, but a bit too vowel heavy. I think I'm going to just blow it up and take eyeing for 28. Doesn't seem like it's good enough to try to play short. I don't even know what I would do here. 28 points. Don't love keeping the U, but at least I get some turnover. So hopefully I'll draw something better, and I don't. Well, actually, wait, I do. Never mind, because I have Guayacall. Please don't block that. Please don't block that. Thank you. I'm going to make that play in under a second. It's always funny, and this is why you have to never make assumptions in Scrabble. It's always funny when you're just like, ugh, I drew garbage, and then you're like, wait a minute. I have a great play. Always super satisfying. But alright. Not going to be making this play in less than a second. I'm up early, which is always nice, especially against BestBot. Not a terrible rack here with the S. Decent vowel consonant balance, but my consonants are just a little clunky together. B, D, G, W don't have particularly good synergy. An aggressive play would be glow, trying to set my A for a glow, but with, not there. Here, but with 5 more A's left and having a lead, I'm not sure I'm inclined to be that aggressive. Doesn't feel entirely necessary. If I were down, that would be the kind of play I would definitely make. But what do I want to do? That is the bigger question. It's nothing all that great. I could maybe play Goud. It's 17. Sets up my S with Gouds, which I like. ABS is a pretty good leave. I'd like to kind of score more than 17. This feels like a rack where I should be able to score a bit more than 17, but maybe there's just not a good way for me to do that. I could play Baud. That's 19, although I would rather keep ABS than GOS. So I'm leaning towards Goud. There's nothing great through this O or this I that I see. I mean, this is 24, but keeping the G is really not good, and this opens some counterplay on the top, which I'm not dying to do. Dagoba, maybe? SW is definitely worse than ABS. I think Goud is fine, honestly. Again, it's just one of those turns where it feels like there should be something, but I just don't really think there is. So, alright. Let's do that. This looks good. Herbals, okay. That's funny, the bot played Verbals. Now I might be playing Verbal, or Herbals, but we'll see. I don't know if that's going to actually go down. Shareable through an A. Anything else? Don't think I have anything that plays through an I. Halberds, not going to play. Yeah, shareable might be the only playable bingo right now. I don't see anything through an O. Almost Harebells. Ungodden, okay. So shareable still plays through the A. Blathers through the T is actually probably through this T. This dot plays through the E, and Ungodden, or Easy X Bombs, is probably best. Nothing through that N, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to leave that open. Halberts also plays there. That's an option, too. That might be... Is that better? I don't think it makes a huge difference, honestly. Halberts does, I guess, stop plays with buy from scoring a lot, although it does give back an easy Z-bomb, so could go either way on that. Anything through an E? I don't think there is. Herbal still doesn't play. I'm surprised there was nothing better than Ungodden for 60, by the way, for the bot. That's worth mentioning. Wow. Godden in a blank, and all it can do is score 60. I guess Tetragon and stuff just didn't fit. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's got to be Blathers over shareable. Yeah, Blathers or Halberts. It's really close, honestly. I mean, do I want to give back big Y plays or big Z plays? It's kind of a toss-up. There's one of each left. I guess Blathers does block some more stuff on the right. Yeah, actually, this is definitely better, right? Because it stops some bingos through the IACO. So let's play that. Okay. Not terrible. Jaspilite, if I get a disconnected L and T. Maybe the bot will just put a T where my cursor is now, 2 spots under this L, and I'll get to play Jaspilite. No. 4x for 46, okay. I feel like Ahi, AJI, is a word I'd like to play here. Could also just play Jin, 27, clear out one of my eyes. That's not bad. AEIPS is a pretty good leave, especially with a floating L. I mean, that is definitely not bad. Let's just keep looking. I like blocking that N, too. I think that's got to be better than Ahi. Yeah, especially given I'm up. Like, if I were down, this is a good play. Opens another line with Sad. But again, I'm up. I don't really want to be playing like that. So yeah, I think Jin. It's definitely better than Jean. I don't want to keep 2 eyes, obviously. Almost Jasmine. Nothing through this X. I mean, Ixias, but I'm not going to do that. Nothing really through this L. Yeah, I think Jin looks reasonable. Feels like there should be something a little bit better, but yeah, the J and I's really just don't go well together at all. So, alright, we'll play that. FO, not a great draw. Won't be bingo in here, but I should hopefully be able to at least score well. I guess if it stays open, I might just play Expos. It is 42 points. It's a lot of points. AFI is not a great leave. It's not awful, but it's certainly not great. I mean, it's going to be hard to justify passing up 42 points, I think. Folia, I mean, that's just too many points to give up. 18 points, way too many. Okay, Tony, wow, 41, nice overlap. I mean, Expos now is even worse, because now I have to keep another vowel. But it also stops some easy plays there for the bot that are going to score well, like extra. There's unfortunately just no way for me to go there without using the S. I mean, it's 42 points. Like, I probably just have to do it. Let's look for a second, though. I really don't like that play. I mean, the only thing I like about it is that it scores 42. Like, I mean, Pilaf is... Honestly, like, it's close. I mean, it's 16 less. That's probably just a little too much to give up, honestly. Also, I mean, a P in the 5th spot is not scary, but it does still open the triple-triple. Yeah, I mean, EOS, it's not... There aren't a ton of S-hooks on this board. There is Gouds, I suppose, but it's not a great bingo line anyway. Have to put an S in the 7th spot. Yeah, if it were like 10 less, I'd probably do this. 16 just feels like a little too much to give up. This probably keeps the best leave, but now I'm giving up 23 points. Like, it's just too many points, guys, at the end of the day. And it does stop, it does still stop 8s coming down from the L, so there's some benefit from a bingo blocking standpoint, sneakily. I'm really not thrilled about AEIF as a leave. The pool is, I guess, pretty balanced. A lot of AZs and Is still left, though, so it's not great. But I think it's just, at the end of the day, it's just a couple too many points to justify not taken. So I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm like, that was exactly the thing I was afraid of, just getting this kind of rack now on my next turn. But hopefully I'll be able to get rid of some of this. I mean, I could even consider something like Aidful just to block and rid myself of some of these tiles. It doesn't score anything. No, it only scores 11 points, which is not a lot. So we'll see what I can do. I don't really see why I'm going to score a whole lot elsewhere, though. Pavin, okay. Oh, setting up an S. Watch out. Watch out. Okay, interesting. That, I guess, is the one downside, too, of playing Expos. Now, I get rid of my S, and the bot can do annoying stuff like that. Shoot. Okay, I mean, Problem is, it's extremely hard for me to block. I can't afford to... I mean, I don't think I'm up enough to just start doing stuff like this. I don't know. This leave is just awful. The bot might not even have an S, too. Like, it might just have a lot of constants and figure it needs to take that chance. It's possible. Possible. So, I don't know. I might just be inclined to try to turn over tiles and leave that open. Kind of give it one shot to hit that, and then if not, maybe I'll draw the S or have a better shot to block on my next turn. So yeah, Aidful is still an option just to go for max turnover. It's only 11 points. Def is 27. That's a lot more. AIU is awful, though. Power is interesting for 16. Although, I mean, it partially blocks Spavin, I guess. It's, at least it forces the bot to end in an S, although that's, of course, the easiest thing to end in if you have an S. So not sure about that. Also makes blocking actually a little harder to do in the future, which I don't really love. Huh. Tough turn here, guys. A lot of options. Nowhere good for Adieu that I see. A lot of fairly mediocre options. I mean, Fub is playable. It really doesn't feel right, though, to give up that much equity at this point. Like, if I were up a bit more, but I don't know. It just seems like too big a point in leaf sacrifice here. I mean, Aidful just going for turnover makes some sense. Def just trying to score, figuring if the bot hits, I'll still be up possibly, or, you know, close, makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of defensible options here. I mean, Def is 16 more points than Aidful. That's a lot. That's a lot of points to give up. Kind of leaning towards playing Def right now. Like I don't think I'm up. If I were up like 50 more, maybe I'd play Fub. I just don't think at this score I want to play Fub, and I don't think I want to play Powa and make, you know, those kind of blocks difficult to even impossible to make in the future. That seems a little short-sighted too. Extremely challenging turn. Yeah, I mean, Def is just so many more points than the next best thing I can find. I don't think I want to, again, I'm not even up that much. I think I'm going to just do this and keep scoring as well as I can. Not a good draw. I mean, I kind of did it to myself, keeping all that garbage. Although I do at least have Yodia now to burn through tiles, which is going to be an almost automatic play. I guess it's also playable here. Although, probably not going to want to do that for 3 more. We'll see, though. Maybe with Spavin there, I do want to do that and then create just even more chaos. We'll see. Fortunate just to have that word on my rack, though, with an otherwise awful-looking rack. Yeah, I have no clue if Def was correct. I mean, I spent almost 4 minutes on that. Like, there were just so many plays to consider. Ultimately, you know, like, I've just seen too many times where a player... Wow, okay. So, I guess the audio didn't get blocked with a do. I was saying I've just seen so many times where a player sacrifices a ton to block with a smallish lead, and then they just get outscored. Like, I didn't want that to happen. I mean, this has to be correct, right? Like, there's just nothing else to consider. Yeah, let's save some time. All right. Also blocks a bit on the left. Yeah, like, I gotta decide at some point. Dang it. Okay, the bot does hit Spavin, although I'm not down much. Fortunately, Inductor is not going to fit. I don't have anything through this L. Still a blank left. Interesting. 8 tiles in the bag. I don't think Bud is the way to go. I mean, this leave just doesn't bingo that much. I think I can still win this without a bingo, especially with that Z and that blank left. I don't think I should commit to bingoing here. I mean, this isn't crazy. 20 points. Foul heavy pool. Yeah, INRT is decent. 5 in the bag is not a good number, though. Makes it easy for the bot to just, like, leave a couple in the bag and put me in a tough spot. I mean, is there a way I can play, like, 5 and leave 3 in the bag and also go for more turnover? Let's think. So, only tile I have here. I have time. Yeah, I can't play here, really. I do want to not keep too many vowels. I have to score, too. I am down here a little bit. Yeah, nothing with Dado. Anything under verbals? Don't think so. Yeah, I feel like OUD is kind of forced. Maybe Udon, actually. Leaving 4 in the bag is probably a little bit better than leaving 5 in the bag for timing. It is a few more points. That's probably better. How about counterplay? It's not that bad, right? Yeah, Hoi, Toy, use tough to overlap. That's actually not bad in terms of counterplay. I feel like playing the extra tile is good. I mean, the N is kind of nice, but I'm gonna need the Z or the blank to win, probably. And like I said, I think leaving 4 in the bag just makes it a little bit tougher for the bot to get good timing. Like 3 would be better, but 4 I think is still better than 5. Yeah, the N is kind of a nice tile with that pool. But I think it's worth parting ways with it for the better timing and extra shot at the Z or the blank. I'll spend just another like minute or so here, make sure I'm not missing something. But yeah, I think Udon is probably called for. It's going to really just depend on who draws what, I think, going into this endgame here. But yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I don't see anything better. Well, I actually drew Arietta amazingly on the left, which was not expected, but maybe I will be able to win this without the Z or the blank then, depending on what the bot does. It's not likely to get blocked. So we'll see what the bot has in mind here. I mean, I'm going to probably have to do it and then just hope the bot can't bingo back. I mean, I have to play it. Like, right? I mean, there's no way around it. And if I draw the Z, it's going to bingo out with Delirium. But, like, I have to do it. It might actually win with other plays, right? I mean, let's just think for a second, but like I don't have anything like through this M and this L, right? Or through the L and the S. I mean, let's think. So if I draw, like, does it have any? Because I go up 50. If it gets a huge Z play, it actually could win. Like Dizzier doesn't fit or something. It would have to put the Z on the double letter. Yeah, if it gets a Z on the double letter, it's gonna win. But I don't actually think it has anything. Oh, could it like fluidizes too? Dang. I mean, I think the thing though is like if I don't bingo, I don't think I win really, right? I mean, like what am I going to do if I don't bingo? That's the question. Like I have to go out in 2. The bot's still going to be able to score something with its Z. I mean, if I have the Z, then it just bingos out with Delirium. Yeah, I think I just have to bingo, guys. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh, Dozier, shoot. Yeah, I didn't... I mean, do I have to not bingo there? Like, am I supposed to fish? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had drawn the... So what did I have to draw there? Like the blank or the Z or the E or something? No, the Z loses. Do I have to draw blank or E there? Or D maybe? I don't know. We'll look at that. I think I have to bingo, though. I think. I mean, I'll run that through Macondo. Unfortunately, I just can't get enough for my eye here, so I'm going to lose. Yeah, I think this is the best that I can do. I mean, I just don't know what else. There's nothing better than Wadi, right? No. I mean, this... Like, how... I don't think I win after this. Like, I just don't see myself winning after any of these kind of plays, right? I mean, maybe if I draw the blank, but even then, it probably has decent. I mean, you can play like Zek. I don't know. I'll put this in Macondo. I mean, am I supposed to just fish? No way. I mean, Arietta still wins. Like, okay, so it wins if I draw the E, right? Because then it doesn't have Dozier. Or the D, because the Utilizer isn't going to fit, I think. The Z loses the blank. So I think DE blank. R loses to Fluidize. I think I need to draw blank DE. But that seems better than, like, if I fish. I mean, I probably have to draw, like, the blank anyway. I don't know. Let me run this, but I think I have to bingo here. All right, I'll tell you what, guys. Macondo is currently running. It's probably going to take another 5 minutes or so. So why don't we look at the rest of the game, and then we will come back after and determine whether I had something better than bingoing with Arietta, which I doubt, but we will see. All right, opening rack. Yeah, eyeing, I think, is just forced here. There's nothing else to really do. Bot plays verbals. Yeah, I was feeling pretty good after playing Guayacal in under a second. So, all right, here, it actually wants me to play Grows. Interesting. All right, I didn't actually think about playing there, but that is probably worth it. I mean, yeah, like it's 14 more points. I mean, that's worth it for an S. It's a hard spot to see because it doesn't involve any premium scores, but just shows you the power of overlaps and using high point tiles already on the board. Yeah, that's a better play. I mean, keeping the S is nice, especially with Gout. It's not 14 points nice. That is definitely a mistake, not a massive mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. Blathers, I think, is fine here. Yeah, I saw Shareable and Helberts. I think this is reasonable. Jin looks good. Tonemic Centimo doesn't play. Okay, wow. Yeah, Expos, I think, is correct here. Yeah, this turn was just fiendishly difficult. I mean, Def is best on equity because it's just so many more points. Thought about this. Like I said, I didn't like how hard it makes Spavin to block in the long run. This I saw, but quickly dismissed. It just keeps way too many vowels. At that point, you should just play Def and go for more turnover. Better to keep a bad lead with fewer tiles than a bad lead with more tiles. This doesn't look good. I mean, this just scores too many points. I think Def is not a fun play to make, but I think it's reasonable. By the way, the bot did not have an S with Pavin. It's worth mentioning. So I was correct in my conclusion that, it might not, and it could make some sense to keep it open. And then the bot happens to draw Crenels here. Yeah, I mean, this turn, like, what do I do? Maybe Dorado. I didn't see that. Keeping unit? Although, I mean, that U is not good. Leaves 5 in the bag, too. I think Udon is probably better than Dorado, actually. Like, getting rid of the U is good, and 4 in the bag does still feel better than leaving 5. So, Hem. What is this play? I mean, is it literally figuring that if I play Arietta, it's going to have huge counterplay? I mean, this just looks so bizarre. Like, I mean, this looks much more natural. I guess the idea is then you give back bingos through the L? I mean, like, how often do I bingo through the L, though, with that pool? I guess, like, Arterial? Ruralite? I guess there's a few. And those just don't give back any counterplay, so I'm probably going to win is the idea if I do hit there. And even HM doesn't outrun, but yeah, like Meh. Oh no, that gives back Ahoy, so that's why I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, Zit for 32, does that not even outrun Arterial? I guess it often doesn't, right? Yeah, even Zit followed by Meh, because Arterial is going to be like 77, and then if I go out. All right, so I guess it just can't really outrun my bingos unless it gets a massive Z play. So that's why it played Hem here, right? It stops stuff through the L, and it figures if I play Arietta, I mean, that leaves EIRU in the bag, right? It often is going to hit like Dozier or something, I guess. And there's also Tardier that it could, or that I could have. That puts the E next to the triple word, and I mean, I don't know if that's going to even give it back counterplay. Huh. Very, very interesting turn. I guess it just figured it can't win 100% probably. So it blocks where I'm slightly more likely to bingo. And it gives itself some chance of having game-winning counterplay if I do bingo on the left. I guess that's kind of the idea? Why is Him not better, though, if it's going to play there? I mean, does Him not give it a better chance of counterplay? Maybe not, because maybe it did think about trying to draw, like, fluidizes too. Like, cause I guess yeah, if I hit Arietta, right? I mean, with EIRU left, right? I mean, if it's drawing 3, if it pulls ER, it's gonna have Dozier. So, I mean, so if it pulls like EIU, it's gonna have fluidizes, and if it pulls IRU, I guess it's lost. But that's relatively unlikely. It's only 1 in 4. So, all right, so 3 out of 4 draws. Because if it has EIR or ERU, it hits Dozier. If it hits EIU, it hits fluidizes. And I guess after Tardier, it's kind of the same thing. It has a decent chance of hitting fluidizes. And otherwise, it's probably a little harder for it to win otherwise after Tardier. So AEIU in the bag. I guess, yeah, because like Diazine is not going to fit. Zydes is not going to fit. Harder to say. But again, in any case, I guess this just wins the most, right? Because it blocks bingos through the L. And if I do bingo on the left, which we're going to check in a second, I think I have to do, though, it does give the bot some chance of counterplay. So, all right, let's look at Makondo's output here if it's finished. All right, it is finished, and you guys can see it here. So Arietta does win the most. Only play that wins more than 1 out of 8. It wins with blank, D, or E, as I correctly figured out. There's a whole bunch of plays that win with a blank draw. That makes sense. Well, there's one play that wins if I draw the Z. That's interesting. Traits. Let's look at this. That is very curious. So, all right, I play traits here for 7, and I win if I draw the Z, huh? Why? So I blocked Delirium. Oh, I threatened Zeta through the T and Yaudia for 33. Okay. And if that gets blocked, is Zoea enough then through the Owen Guaya call with at 19? I mean, I guess... I mean, DEIIRU blank? I guess the bot just can't score, huh? So if it plays through this M, like firmed or something, then Zeta just wins, right? Because I'm down 6 after traits. Firmed is 24, yeah, so I'm going to win by like 7. If it blocks through the T with I don't even know what. I guess it's just so hard for it to block. Like DITE? DITE is not enough. I'm going to be down 16 and Zoe is 19. Yeah, I win easily. Wow. So interesting. So traits, unless, like the reason to consider this would be if I have a strong read that the bot does not have the Z after Hem. But, I mean, it turns out the bot did have the Z, which is actually a little surprising. I kind of figured it didn't, or else it would have tried to score with the Z immediately. But even so, I don't think that, like, even if, let's say, I knew for a fact that the bot would never play Hem with the Z, then that still only improves my chances from 1 in 8 to 1 in 4, because then the bot could have just picked it up, right? It drew 3 tiles out of a 4-tile bag. And I have 3 and 8 still with Arietta. So it's still not enough to justify traits, but it's interesting to think about that I can actually win here with a Z draw, but with nothing else. I think Arietta still is the correct play. Unfortunately, an I was a tile of death regardless of what I did. And another brutal loss here. Another game where the BestBot got both blanks, and I still almost won, but couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. I mean, I still feel like I played pretty well. I guess Gouge was a turn I regret a little bit. I should have played Grows. But other than that, I mean, I think Arietta was correct. Udon seemed sensible. Def was a brutal turn, but I think also fairly sensible. I don't know. But another very, very interesting game that came down to the stretch, so thankful for that at least. Not thrilled about another loss here, now down 10 games, 35 and 45 through 80. So the comeback train, if it's going to happen, needs to leave the station immediately starting next week. Going to have to go 15 and 5 in the last 20 of this match if I want to tie or win, which is going to be a very tall order against BestBot, but hey, it's possible. So we'll be back on Monday with game number 81. Hope to see all you guys there. As always, thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching the video. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like or comment or subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all again so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Bye-bye.